Warning, there are profanity, topics, and other opinions that could offend you. Please watch and or listen at your own risk, and enjoy the show. Hey guys, what's up? It's RDiK here, or Old School Duelist 12, whatever you call me, and welcome to the podcast. Well, kind of, sort of. So I'm doing a test run on the podcast where I split up into two parts on Mondays and Wednesdays at noon, roughly. So there's that. But if you want to listen to the full thing in length, you can go to audioboom.com or just search the podcast on iTunes, Google Play, or Spotify. Over there, it's going to be the full length, no cuts or whatever. So there's that, or you can listen in two parts. Just to give you guys more content, because I want to put more content out for you guys. So there's that. Thank you guys for the small change, or understanding the small change. I just want to test run, try a couple of things out here on the channel. But I hope you guys really enjoy the podcast in the new form here on YouTube. Like I said, if you can go to audioboom.com, iTunes, or Google Play, Spotify, you listen to the full thing there. Thank you guys and enjoy the podcast. Moving on to Nintendo. So with Nintendo, there's a lot of things I want to cover with Nintendo. I want to talk about Mario Maker 2 first, because they had the Direct, plus they also showed some stuff like that. They had they showed off some gameplay for it, which in reality there's not really too much to really gameplay-wise to talk about. Like, it's Mario Maker. It's Mario Maker 2. That's really about it. You make a fucking level. But they also had the Mario Maker Invitational, the Mario Maker 2 Invitational, which the completionist came in second. I can't remember who came in first. Gerard, the completionist, Khalil, he did good. I always like the completionist. He's cool. But moving on. So Mario Maker 2, it looks good, and this is a game that I actually am looking forward to buying at the end of the month. I don't know exactly if I'll buy it right away, but the game looks fun, and I'm pumped for it. They added a single player story, which I think they said is like 100 levels made by the Nintendo people themselves. They have a ton of new parts. They have angles, claws, tornadoes, switches, and a car. That was really cool. The car is what definitely dragged me in, and I was like, what? Hell yeah. But the angles, that was something that a lot of people wanted. The claw looked really interesting. Like, people could really have some fun with it. The tornadoes, that's just like an enemy thing that they added. They added the sun. I forgot about that. They added the sun. That was kind of cool. Then the switches, like on-off switches, to basically make like you could say like you hit a switch, you can go across here, and then like there's an open space. Hit the switch again, boom. The one behind you disappeared, but the one in front of you opened up. So there's a lot of cool things that they could do with that. Like people can do with that. It looks cool. It looks really fun. Like they definitely put a lot of work into it. They also, a new thing that they put in was Super Mario 3D. Now that is a theme that they did. So basically, like, you can't be like in original Super Mario Brothers and then just throw in a clear pipe. You have to specifically select Super Mario 3D as your theme, and the whole look will be just like Super Mario 3D with all the Super Mario 3D stuff. Like Cat Mario, you can't throw Cat Mario in, and like in regular Mario, it has to be only Super Mario 3D, which it makes things interesting. It could add a lot of fun new things to it. It could also open up to some DLC themes. So, like, what do I mean by that? Because Super Mario 2 isn't in the game. It's not something that they picked, but there's a chance that possibly they could make that a thing. Like a free DLC, like charge like $5, and then you get the Super Mario 2 theme, and it'll be like the same idea as Super Mario 3D. Basically, anything, once you select Super Mario 2, you can't pick any, like, you can't use the stuff that was exclusive to Super Mario 2, you can't include into the other stuff as well. Like, you can't include, like, pulling up a onion from the ground or whatever. That was cool. It was cool. It was interesting. That was nice. Then there's also something really cool that they added multiplayer, local and online. So they have local multiplayer where you can play levels together, and you can also build together. So you can have two people possibly like speed up some builds. You can have probably like competitions and stuff like that for building and like in the game or whatever. That's pretty cool. Then they also had online multiplayer. So there was a big, huge controversy with the online multiplayer, and with that being, you can't like guarantee you're gonna play with friends. It's kind of like just random, and there's ranked and casual. I'm pretty sure it was like ranked or whatever. But yeah, there was just a huge controversy, and that really annoyed people. And it's like, man, it's whatever. Who really, like, yeah, it would be cool to play a bunch of levels, like load up a bunch of levels, but at that point, I'm just like, I'm just gonna do local multiplayer and just save a bunch of levels, and then I could do it that way. Sorry, I had to take a drink. It's cool. Now I'm excited for that. It's a game that I actually might buy. I didn't play the first one. Like I could have bought it on my 3DS, but I was too lazy. And I didn't really know how much they really like they really made it, or like how big the player base for Super Mario Maker for 3DS. I don't know, maybe I'll buy it on 3DS just to play it, but at the same time it's kind of pointless because Super Mario Maker 2 comes out at the end of this month. So I don't know. I'm very stuck like in the middle. There was a bunch of other things Nintendo also did. They showed off 2 new characters for Super Smash Brothers. The first one was the Dragon Quest hero, which was really cool. Obviously, it has to do with the new Dragon Quest 11, I think it is, coming to the Switch. And that's like the main, like that's the main one. They showed off a bunch of other characters as well, but that's probably, they never said if that was Echo Fighters or if that was just different costumes. I can assume it's going to be that's different costumes, because they didn't, like, when they showed off the different characters, they didn't show them off as like separate things. They weren't just like hero joins the fight, and then they did a whole nother hero joins the fight type of thing. They just kind of like showed them off. So there's a chance that like that's literally just that's just like other costumes. Can only assume. And they also had Banjo and Kazooie. That was something that people were so wanting. They wanted Banjo and Kazooie. That's awesome. I'm so happy Microsoft and Rare was able to be like, yeah, take our stuff, take our IP. So yeah, with Banjo and the hero joining Smash, the hero comes out this summer, Banjo comes out this fall. So that's 2 characters coming out extremely soon. They also showed off they showed off Luigi's Mansion 3, and it's just called Luigi's Mansion 3. They didn't give it like a specific name as of right now. They just said Luigi's Mansion 3. They showed off the new gadgets, the Gooigi, which that's kind of cool and kind of like a play on words, because it's Goo and it's supposed to be like Luigi. That could make it 2-player. That's pretty cool. They add some other like different things like a Smash, the suction cup. There's something else that they added. I don't remember what the other thing was. So that's pretty cool. The game looks really nice. They showed off some story stuff like that. Luigi and his friends go to a hotel. It's focused in a hotel. They showed off basically a wave type of thing, a wave mode where a bunch of enemies come in and all that fun stuff, and it looked interesting, looked really cool, looked nice. My only thing, because I did a little bit of research, and just looking at listening to what other people had to say about it as well before I formed my own opinion, because I never beat the first Luigi's Mansion. My brother did, and what was it? And I did it. One of my exes, she beat Luigi's Mansion 3. It was one of her favorite games. But anyways, yeah, I never fully beat Luigi's Mansion 3. I've played some of it. I've played like a decent chunk of it. I never played the whole thing. Maybe I'd buy it on 3DS, just to try it out, and beat it. But the game looked nice. But with Luigi's Mansion 2, the Dark Moon, I think it was called, they definitely did something where it wasn't like individual. Like each boss had like a character to it. What I'm getting at, like in Luigi's Mansion 1, there was the family that lived there. So there was the dancing couple, there was the baby, there was the mom, there was I think it was a grandma. It was either grandma or grandpa, I can't remember. But the individual bosses, they all had their own thing to it. In Dark Moon, it was just kind of like big ghosts. Like the bosses were just like bigger versions of the regular enemies, which that's what turned people off and that's what upset them. with Luigi's Mansion 3, it looks like they have different, like the bosses might be different enemies, like different characters. Like I remember seeing a ghost on a horse, and then they showed off a giant boo. I think that was like a giant king boo or something like that. I'm curious as to who the enemy is. They showed egads, so that's pretty cool. But I'm curious to see about what the bosses are. It's a game that I'm probably gonna end up buying, or I'm probably gonna end up getting for me and my girlfriend to play. Like if I want to play it or she wants to play it, then yeah, sure, why not? But you know, it's an interesting looking game. It looks like tons of fun, and I'm so excited for it. Yeah, it looks cool. I hope that they don't do bigger, simple enemies. I want to see different character boss battles. That's my only fear for the game because of Dark Moon and stuff like that. I have faith in Nintendo. I'm not gonna throw the game away. Excuse me, until I hear about the bosses. So it looks dope as shit. That never got a release date. They just said 2019. So I'm kind of like, is it like, are they trying to like hint at maybe a delay? So interesting. It's very interesting. Then they showed off a bunch of other games that are coming to the Switch. They got Dauntless, that's coming to the Switch. They had quite a few indie games coming to the Switch. They showed off that Spyro, the Ignition Trilogy, is coming to the Switch. And that comes out September 3rd, and I'm fucking pumped for that. I don't think I'm going to buy it right away, because Legend of Zelda comes out on fucking September 20th. I'm excited as shit! Sorry if I blew your phones out of your speakers. But they showed off Link's Awakening. Some more stuff for Zelda Link's Awakening, the remake of the original Link's Awakening, and it comes out. They gave us release date September 20th. That was a game I honestly thought was going to come out like around Christmas time. And the reason why I say that is because that is Zelda. That is one of their babies. That's like their fucking baby title, and it was a game that when it was announced, everyone was fucking hyped for. I wasn't as hyped for it when it was first announced because I wasn't a big fan of the art style. But you know, now the more that I look at it, the more I'm like, yeah, this art style actually works for the game, and I'm okay with it. Now I'm fucking excited for this game, and you bet your fucking sweet ass I'm buying it in September. So yeah, it looks fucking beautiful. I'm excited for it. I'm buying it day one. That's hands down. I'm buying this game day one. The game looks phenomenal. I never played the original Link's Awakening. Maybe after I beat this one, maybe I'll go back and beat the original Link's Awakening on Game Boy. Maybe buy like Virtual Console for my 3DS. I'm really trying to get some use out of my 3DS before I officially put it away. Because once Pokemon comes out, I don't think I'm ever going to fucking touch it again. Like, granted, yes, I'm playing a lot more Pokemon Let's Go. I'm really trying to get some more use out of my 3DS before I officially put it away. Plus, there's also a Tales of game that I'm trying to beat on it. I'm like slowly chipping at it. It really sucks, but whatever. So yeah, it is an interesting thing. It's a really interesting and cool looking game. I'm so excited to play it. They added kind of a pseudo Zelda dungeon maker type of thing. Every time, from what they explained, is every time you complete a dungeon, or complete a room in the dungeon or whatever, you get that room, and then you can go talk to I can't remember his name, but the Gravekeeper guy. He's kind of like hunched back. He's like got his lip sticks out and everything. He's an ugly ass motherfucker. But you can go talk to him, and you can create dungeons from that. I don't know if they said you can upload it or anything, but it does look cool, and you can get like items and stuff like that from the dungeon. So that's really cool. Maybe it's their way to like test some stuff in there, like to test out. Maybe they'll put out a Zelda Dungeon Maker game. That'd be really cool. If they were to make a Zelda Dungeon Maker game, I really feel like they would really make it to where you can make the size of it, or they might limit to you just a giant square, and then like you figure it out from there, whatever you want the shape to be. And then obviously let you add enemies in there, let you add treasure boxes, probably give you access to all the weapons or whatever entirely. Or they could do like a single player, and you complete their made dungeons and get all their dungeon weapons to get done. But that would also defeat the purpose of being able to do that. But it's interesting because they might, like, from my idea of a Zelda dungeon maker, is they allow you to put any enemies you want, allow you to just give you a plethora of bosses, just to pick from. Like, I'm not saying like big bosses, but simple bosses, like maybe from like Zelda, like from the earlier Zelda handheld games, those like the 6 giant knight guys that they kind of like jump around and you have to hit them all with bows and shit like that. I think that was in Link to the Past. There's a boss in Link to the Past, maybe something like that. Maybe throw in like some Wind Waker bosses, like what's that dude's name? I think his name was Vatty or something like that. Make him a boss. Obviously choose Pig Ganon. Maybe throw in a little tiny Ganondorf. I don't know. There's a lot of things that they honestly could do with a Zelda Dungeon Maker game, and if they put it out, you fucking bet your sweet ass I will buy that instantly. I don't know. I'm really excited to play this. I'm really, really, really excited to play that. It is so cool. Yeah, I'm excited. So September 20th, expect me to talk about that game. I'm excited. I'm really excited, dude. Nintendo got me so pumped, and I think I'm going to Colorado like a few days later or a week later or something like that, for my girlfriend's brother's wedding. So I'll probably have it, and I'll probably be playing the shit out of it while I'm on the plane. So yeah, I'm super duper excited for this game. Oh, Zelda. I'm excited. I'm really excited. Another thing that they talked about was shit. They talked about Dragon Quest. They talked some more about it. They showed off some more trailers for Dragon Quest. Give me 2 seconds. This is the one thing. Nintendo was the one thing I totally forgot to talk about, but I kind of, it was like the one thing that I totally forgot to talk about or to write down. There we go. All the E3 stuff that they talked about. This will help me. Don't worry. There's the big thing that I still want to talk about at the end. Oh yeah. They announced No More Heroes 3, which I'm really excited for. It. They never, they didn't really show. They just kind of like showed like an animated type of thing. That was pretty cool. I'm excited for that. I love No More Heroes. They gave us a release date for Daemon X Machina, which comes out September 3rd, which apparently they changed a shit ton in that. So I'm excited for that. They showed off a remake of Panzer Dragon. I never even heard about that. Oh, it's a Sega Saturn game. That's probably why. They announced a new Contra game, which that's cool, as well as the Contra Anniversary Edition. They announced Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, The Black Order. I am fucking excited for that. They gave a release date for that. I don't remember. Hold on 2 seconds. They showed off a release date for that, but I'm almost positive they gave us a release date. What is it? 7/19/6. So it's July 19th. Yeah, July 19th. So I'm excited for that. That's probably the game I'll be buying next month. I'll be probably getting that game next month. And they also announced an expansion pass. An expansion pass will have Marvel Knights, X-Men, and Fantastic Four. That's pretty cool. I'm excited. I'm really excited for that. I think that'll be the game I buy next month. They talked more about Cadence of Hyrule. That's pretty cool. They announced Alien Isolation for the Switch. That's pretty cool. Witcher 3, they announced it. They showed off a lot of Astral Chain gameplay. They showed us story stuff, and I'm excited. I'm super duper excited for Astral Chain. The sad part is, I don't know if I'll be buying it because that is the month before. Because it looks like it's a game that is a hardcore in-depth game, and it might take me a while to beat it. Like, it's probably a 40-plus hour game. Maybe, hopefully, I'm not sure. But that comes out in August, right? Astral Chain. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Astral Chain Comes out in August. Astral Chain. Release date. Yeah, August 30th. Dang, that's like right at the end. But yeah, it looks interesting to me. I'm kind of excited to play it. Yeah, I don't know if I'll be buying that game day one, just because it comes out at the end of the month, right before. Because I don't want to buy I'm not buying too many games. I've made the pack where I'm going to be extremely picky with what games I buy, and I'm already buying 2 games: Legend of Zelda and Pokemon Sword and Shield. Well, Pokemon Sword as of right now. But yeah, I don't want to buy too many games. I'm probably going to buy one more game outside of those 2 games, and it's really looking at Marvel Ultimate Alliance, because that game looked really dope. I love the Marvel Ultimate Alliance games when I was younger, playing them on Xbox. So my mouse is broken. It's not, the wheel is not working. That's cool. Like, sometimes it wants to work, sometimes it doesn't. Anyways, then there was the big, well, there was 2 big things. They showed off Animal Crossing. They gave us an actual release date, which is March 20th, 2020. So 3/20/20. It was supposed to come out this year, but they delayed it because they want to make sure they put out as best as possible, which really sucks. I'm not an Animal Crossing fan. My girlfriend is, so she more than likely will be buying that game next year. But Animal Crossing looks really cool. I really like what they did to change in the game. I've only gone off from what I've seen people play. Like, I've seen YouTubers and stuff like that play. It looks really nice. Maybe I'll try out her copy or something like that. I don't know. It's just not something that is for me. Like, I'm just not an Animal Crossing fan. So yeah, and then there was the huge announcement of Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2. The sequel to Breath of the Wild. The fucking sequel looks dope as well, at least the trailer looks fucking phenomenal. I'm so excited for it. Oh my god, there is so little information. A lot of people are trying to compare it to Majora's Mask, because Majora's Mask was a little bit darker. That was a 1-year cycle, or 1-year development cycle. We have no idea how long the development cycle is on the sequel. It definitely looks a lot fucking darker. Compared to Breath of the Wild 1, it is really interesting. I am fucking excited. I'm pumped. I'm so excited. It's still going to be in the same universe as Breath of the Wild. When they were interviewing, what the fuck's his name? Izumi? Basically, the creator of Breath of the Wild. The creator of Zelda. They were trying to get him to say that there was more than one character to play, but he never said anything. He said he can't say anything about that. So there's a chance there might be multiple characters to play as. That would be cool and interesting, but at the same time, I don't really want that. That'd be, like I said, be cool and interesting. Maybe it'll give us that feel of Majora's Mask, kinda, because of say Majora's Mask, you got to play as a Deku kid, or a Deku kid, whatever, a Zora and a Goron, as well as Link. So it's technically playing as different characters, yet you're still Link. It's really weird. But yeah, so there are little hints at it. I'm fucking so excited for that. It really is cool. E3 was fucking dope, guys. I loved it. But that is going to do it for this week's episode. Next week, we're going to be talking about Pokemon. It's definitely going to be a full in-depth about Pokemon Sword and Shield. And I'm also going to be talking about some Let's Go stuff. I know, Let's Go, we've already talked about it. We've already gone over it. But a couple of things I want to talk about, comparing that with just things I want to talk about, because we had some big news about Pokemon Home, how that works. We had shown quite a bit of gameplay of Pokemon Sword and Shield. plus new Pokemon, plus we also had a Direct. So there's a lot of things that I'm going to be covering on next week's episode. And then the week after that, we're going to be talking about Monster Hunter. So these next 3 weeks are definitely jam-packed full of fun things. So, yeah, guys, like I said in, like I know it was already said, but this week and next week, the podcast is going to be broken up into 2 parts. This part you're hearing, is like the second part, second half. So yeah, I'm just trying it out this week. If I really do like it, maybe I'll move it over to another day. But usually Wednesday, this half comes out on is for the stream VOD. So yeah. But if you guys enjoyed watching it, thank you guys so much for watching and or listening to this week's episode of the Voidcast. If you want to hear the full thing, it will come out on Monday at midnight over audibly on Audio Boom, iTunes, Google Play, and Spotify. If you want to hear the full thing all at once, you can do it that way, or you can just wait for the 2 parts. Thank you guys, and have a wonderful, beautiful night, day thing, or whatever.